Well, good Thursday morning and welcome to another edition of Martin's Koi Pond. Now, you've heard me talk about Big Bertha before. Here she is in all her glory. My 6-stage Dechlorinator, basically made by using a 3-stage Dechlorinator and linking it to an old RO unit from my marine keeping days. And it's time for Big Bertha to have a filter change, which means 6 filters. Now, I get all my water products from a company called Collins Water Products on eBay or on their website, and they sell these packs of 3. So there's a sediment filter, carbon filter, and a carbon block. So how I set it up is the water goes through 2 sediment filters, then 2 carbon filters, and then 2 carbon blocks. But I still have problems with the fish flashing after even taking all that precaution, but it does take out the majority of the chlorine. So I'm just going to take Big Bertha apart and freshen her up with 6 new cartridges. So I'll be back in a bit. Welcome back. Right, so I've changed the cartridges and I'm now running water through them and running it to waste, because when you first put in carbon cartridges, carbon powder comes off, and you really don't want that in your pond. It's not good for the fish. So I'm just basically rinsing the carbons for about 20 minutes. I just lost about 1.5 meters of pipe thanks to a certain puppy, because he just put his teeth through it, and he's gone indoors now, so Big Bertha's safe for a bit. So yeah, that's how I do my water dechlorinator, and she's now ready for a nice big water change on Saturday. Well, good Saturday morning from an extreme Martin's Koi Pond, and you see the pond's covered in foam. That's because I've got the skimmer out and Milo's licking out the bowl, the dirty rascal. Yeah, I've got the skimmer out because it was totally clog released because of all the wind yesterday. So get that clean, change the floss in the top of the shower. Now, I was talking in the week of perhaps giving the pressure filter over there a deep clean. I'm not going to do that today because I have literally got this little rascal to babysit all day, and I think he'll just be too much of a pain. So I'm just going to run 2 self-clean cycles on the pressure filter and do a bit of a water change that way. And I've got to work out a way of getting my hose from the dechlorinator to the pond in a puppy safe manner, because he put a load of holes in it the other day. Fish are looking great, apart from the 1-2 that have changed colour. Someone suggested the food, but there's other fish in the pond that have changed colour in a really positive way. Not so much since I changed food, but they're just absolutely popping for colour. My Kiyotsuji being one of them, he's absolutely stunning at the minute. His yellow is just vibrant. And Honey, the Kikuruyu, It's got some fantastic gold coming on its tail stub. Now I see that as a positive, not a negative colour change. And obviously the chag, I've already said, has gone a lovely golden colour, which I'm really happy about, golden brown. I do think that it might be down to koi quality, because the koi, the kahaku that lost all its orange was a 5 fish for £25 deal, but I'm not sure he's quite as good quality as some of the others, although having said that, the Kiyotsuri was in the same 5 fish. But I just think as kahaku go, he was always a bit weak. His colour was always a little bit light orange. I mean, compared to Bobby, my big kahaku, his orangey red is really vibrant and strong. So I'm really happy with him. So anyway, I'll get on with my jobs and then get back to you. I hope the wind noise is not too bad. Welcome back to Saturday Maintenance. I retrieved the skimmer tray from Herbert here. And I've just done 2 clean cycles of the pressure filter. And if you look on the liner over there, you can see how it drops the water about 10 to 12 centimetres, which 10 to 12 centimetres is about 1,000 litres. Now I sent it all to drain today. I didn't put it on the garden because we had so much rain the last couple of days. I figured the garden didn't really need any more water. So my next job is to try and set up Big Bertha in such a way that Milo the puppy monster can't bite and damage the pipes. Back to you when I've done that. Right, Big Bertha's in action, and I've had to raise the pipes by wrapping them around the bench there. That's the inlet, and the outlet goes up and over the washing line, over the drain, and then down to here where it's putting water in the pond. Or hopefully make it little sharp teeth proof, although you obviously could get it here near the end. If he does, I only stand to lose a few feet, rather than like the 2 metres I lost the other night when he bit it in the middle. That's my pond maintenance done. Ooh, the fish are playing with the heron ball. Don't know how I'm going to get the fish tank's done. I think I'm going to have to wait for the wife to get home so she can puppy sit, and then I can do the fish tanks. But water is lovely and clear, as I seem to be saying all the time. Still got that slight tea look to it from the barley straw pellets that are in the media bags, sunk down in that corner so you can't see them. And there's no fluffy green algae on the walls of the liner, just a little layer of biofilm and algae which the koi love to graze on. So that's all the maintenance done for this week. Catch you in a bit. Good Sunday lunchtime. It's the middle of the day, and finally that wind has died down. I just thought I would feature a couple of my fish today. I always say how clear the water is and how happy the fish look without actually talking about the fish much. So the fish I want to talk about are the 2 there together, the Shusui and the big Sankey. Now the Shusui I bought at 45 centimetres and paid a bit of money for it, more than any other fish in the pond. It's by a breeder called Ufuchi, and I would say it's probably grown 4 or 5 centimetres since I've had it. It's possibly pushing 50 now. Really likes its food, this fish. Sorry about the clouds covering him up, but he likes his food, but he's not what I'd say as a good feeder. He doesn't come up and slurp pellets off the top. He comes up and really attacks them and creates quite a commotion when he does it, and that can cause some of the other fish to go a bit skittish. But markings wise, I absolutely love this fish. We call him Vader. Being a keen carp angler, I love mirror carp, so I love the Doitsu fish, and his blue scales along his back are just something else. One little oddity about him is his eyes. His right eye is outlined in blue, and his left eye is outlined in red, which I kind of find amusing. Probably wouldn't win him any shows, but I never intend to show my fish anyway, so it's not an issue for me. Now, he's got the best red of any fish in the pond. Where has he gone? He's in the depths there. There he is. Lovely deep red on that fish, and yeah, definitely up there with my favourites. Now, the next fish I want to talk about is my big Sankey. He's over there at the minute, so I'll try and keep it in the middle of the screen so you know which fish I'm talking about. He's the red, white and black one. Now, this fish is also by the breeder Ufuchi. I paid £100 for this fish at 30 centimetres. Now, I would say it's probably grown the most of any fish in the pond. It's got really high shoulders and a real deep body profile. You see it best when I do underwater filming of the fish, how deep he is top to bottom. Now, we call this fish splodge because of his big splodge of red on his head, almost like a tancho, but it goes down the side of his face, so it's not a full tancho mark, or a proper tancho mark. Definitely another one of my favourites. Now, I would say this fish has probably grown 10 centimetres, and it's an estimation. I've not had him out to measure him, but I would say he's pushing 40. He has grown a lot. I got him in the beginning of April when we were isolated for 3 weeks because my wife had coronavirus. I've moved so you don't perhaps get so much shadow, but definitely a big favourite of mine. This fish is a really good feeder. He'll come up and he'll just slurp his pellets down, and yeah, really like him. So that's featuring 2 of my fish, Vader the Shusui and Splodge the big Sankey. That's the 2 biggest fish in my pond. Catch you in a bit. Good Monday, nearly said Thursday. Good Monday afternoon. Now, I've just had the Hoover out. I don't know if you can see the bottom where I've got a reflection of clouds again, but you can see the bottom's all sort of scraped where I've hoovered out a load of gunk, and it's ended up here on the lawn, which the wife's not happy about. So next time I've got to raise the Hoover and use a bucket to catch it, just to keep her happy, really. Anywho, I'm topping up at the moment via my RO device, so I thought I'm only putting a little water back in. So, and the pipe has to go up there now, because that's how much pipe I lost to the puppy when he put his teeth through it. My other job for today is this stuff. As you can see, I've bought a bulk purchase of it because I really do rate it. Works really well in my system, and I know Martin Devoncoy didn't get on with it, but you know, I wonder if it might be something to do with the fact my system and James's system are pump driven, and his is gravity driven. Therefore, he doesn't have the same issues with suspended particles that we perhaps have. Just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to mix them up and get it in the pond. So, all mixed up and going in the pond. Fish are all obviously huddling away from it. Now, the best way I've found to mix this stuff is to use a household kitchen whisk. I tried using ladles and spoons and stuff like that, but you just end up with loads of lumps. But if you use a whisk and really give it a good thrashing, you don't end up with any lumps at all. So this will make its way around the pond, and we won't see much of the koi for the rest of the day. But probably by this time tomorrow evening, it's about 5 o'clock now, the pond will hopefully be crystal clear. So, get back to you in the next one. Hello, good Wednesday morning. Well, what a storm was that yesterday. I wanted to film the pond because the water 24 hours after the Mediclay went in was absolutely crystal. It's still not bad today, but it was not as good as it was yesterday. Had loads of debris in the pond. You can probably see there's a few leaves on the bottom, so I'm going to have to get the hoover back out at the weekend. And it yesterday showed the limitations of this skimmer. So I don't know how long I'll persist with using that. But the wind moved the ball from the corner to the middle of the pond, which is a bit annoying, but I can easily move it back. Anyway, these guys haven't had their breakfast, so let's get them some food. Puppy's asleep at the minute, so he's not a problem. It's nothing better than watching your koi getting stuck into some food. I'll just turn the skimmer off, or it's going to collect all that. So yeah, I'm really happy the way the water cleared yesterday with the Mediclay. I think I'm going to make that a weekly thing, maybe on a Monday. I have been doing it 2 weekly, but it certainly makes a difference for my pond. So I'll leave the fish feeding, and we'll wrap up this week's video here, and I'll catch you in the next one.